Hello and welcome to Not Every Single. I'm Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
Very excited to talk about the new song from a personal favorite of ours.
Yeah.
It's Poppy.
It's Poppy.
We almost went and saw Poppy open for Smashing Pumpkins in New York City at Madison Square Garden. But then we won tickets to see Pumpkins for free at Irving Plaza. So we went to that instead. So we haven't seen Poppy. I would love to see Poppy live.
That's like a top show for me that I want to see.
I remember being blown away by her Grammy performance of I think Eat.
Yeah, I think so.
Eat is a very underrated EP. I really like that song and I like that group of songs. But I remember way back when she was, working with her ex-creative partner who turned out to be terrible. I remember those weird YouTube videos, and I remember that was my introduction to Poppy. I like weird internet mysteries and, whoa, what's this weird channel? Is it an ARG? What is it? And so I got way into that stuff before I even knew that Poppy was a musical artist.
Yeah, I remember you showing me these videos. It'd just be her going like, I'm Poppy.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out, like, is this real? What's happening? And turns out not a great situation she was in. But ever since she has stopped working with that producer, I have been loving everything.
Me too. It's, it really took a shift after that, after that split. I disagree. Was what came out of it, and you could feel everything she had been through in that record. It is hard hitting. It's incredible. It's got a mix of everything and every kind of emotion, but in particular, a lot of anger.
A lot of anger, a lot of heaviness, a lot of screaming, and a lot of like fun little pop stuff and a lot of lighter stuff. I really recommend, if you want to know what that record is, just listen to the first song, because every genre on that record is in that first song. It's kind of an intro, like an amuse-bouche. Like, here's what you're going to get.
It's like when you go see a play and you hear their overture. And they play, the overture is made up of, all the numbers throughout the show. And that's really...
I know, it was kind of a cool way to do it, though it can be sort of a confusing song to hear at first. Like, what's happening here? This isn't a song. This is just like snippets.
Since then, she's put out quite a bit of music. We both really enjoyed her record Flux from a couple years ago.
Yeah, underrated, I think. I like that one a lot. There's people who don't... I think it's just enough of a shift away from I Disagree. Enough of a pullback on the heaviness that maybe some people weren't satisfied by it, but Mean is great. The song Flux is great. It's really good stuff. Yeah, really good stuff on that album.
Yeah, her I think is my favorite from Flux. A lot more 90s influence coming in and really just solidifying that this is an artist that can sound like anything. You don't know what you're going to get, but it's going to be done very, very well with a lot of intensity.
Yeah.
And we hear that in the new song Church Outfit, which comes in at a whopping like 1 minute and 52 seconds.
54, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Under 2 minutes.
I mean, it packs a punch. I saw some complaints like this is way too short. I think I get exactly what I need out of this track.
Yeah, a lot of people describing it as kind of, it feels like an intro, which I don't mind if that is. I'm all in on Poppy. I don't really need a full single to make me hyped about the album. Yeah,
I think it depends on maybe what you grew up listening to.
Yeah.
If you grew up, maybe you're used to 2.5 minutes being the shortest song. Generally, pop songs are like 3.5. One of my favorite records growing up was Surfer Rosa, where the songs end very quickly. Nothing really lasts 2 minutes or over 2 minutes, and they're fierce and come one after another like this barrage of punches. So I'm very comfortable with that, and I really like it.
Okay.
So I'm kind of hoping maybe this is what we're going to get from the record, is just this like onslaught, I
know, I'm always torn because like some of the short songs can be really fun, but like I also love a good epic when it's done very well.
It's true. I do love that too.
Yeah.
This song sounds like, okay, Remember in The Matrix when his friends are like, "Oh, come out with us, come on," and they go to that crazy nightclub. This sounds like it should be playing in that scene instead of the remix of Dragula by Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll cut to a clip of that.
Yeah, here I'll do a little mashup. Here it is.
Yeah. Sure. I'll go.
It's my confession and my testament. Don't need your weapons, I got my own.
So like the bass in this song is partly why it sounds like it should be in that scene.
That dirty synth bass. I love it. I love a good distorted synth bass that's like pulsating and just like a driving thing that's carrying you throughout the song. This thing sounds nasty. It sounds lo-fi.
Yep.
You know, you're not getting a lot of like crisp, clear production. It's just like, it feels like it's in a damp basement, you know? It reminds me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, it feels like it was something Britney Spears would have done if she could have done what she wanted to do.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Didn't we say that recently about something?
Yeah, I just, I don't know, because she's so influential. Like, I just feel like I feel her. Oh, Rina Sawayama, probably.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I feel her in modern pop all the time.
That's true. I can feel that sort of that intensity, that like wet sweatiness of
A little bit of like, I'm a slave for you.
that kind
going
of
on.
stuff coming off of that like Neptunes type production
Yeah.
where it was starting to get a little dirtier.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of there was a Nine Inch Nails record. I mean, she reminds me of Nine Inch Nails a lot overall, but particularly there was a record in 2009 called The Slip. And that was kind of a divisive record because instead of an intensive creative process, it was made in 2 weeks with like just a little set of synths and like a drum set. And the term that they threw around a lot back then is like garage electronics.
Okay.
Stuff that they're like plugging into each other. Like, I don't even know if this works. Let's go. Let's make a record.
Okay.
And therefore, it kind of sounds, you know, kind of dirty and lo-fi.
Yeah, there's also not a lot of actual singing on this
Yeah,
record.
it's kind of this like almost this talking Vogue type thing.
And then you get a little sort of like chorusy type of thing that's very cool.
And then you get screaming.
Yeah, you gotta have, it's not a poppy song if there's not screaming somewhere, at least in this era.
Yeah, you know, she's part of this whole new crew of people and artists that are bringing back this sound that was maybe associated with like new metal back in the day, but you have artists like Willow, Demi Lovato, Poppy recontextualizing it and using it in this new cool way. I'm all in on it. I love it.
It's kind of like early, you know, Karen O, yeah, kind of thing too.
Totally.
You know, she was always screaming, and there's not like hardly anything farther away from new metal than yes.
Yeah.
So I like to, it's kind of like a meet in the middle of that because they rock so hard in such an interesting way. And I can see Poppy like pulling from both places a little bit.
And I think that's why she's kind of slowly but surely gained this like this large eclectic fan base. You know, you can like a lot of different music. If your favorite band is 100 Gex, if your favorite band is Evanescence, if it's Nine Inch Nails, if it's some indie, you know, like you can like Poppy.
If you like 90s girl rock, you know, if you like Riot Girl.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, it's really the intensity and the attitude and that like fierceness that you're being attracted to. I've been saying fierce a lot on this channel. I'm a regular Christian Siriano.
Fierce. Really fierce. More fierce.
So let us know, what did you think of the new Poppy track? This is an artist that we really kind of rally behind and like recommend a lot. You know, it feels like she's kind of teetering on the edge of blowing up. She's in this interesting zone where like she's the opener on arena tours, but you know, her own tours and clubs are like, you know, big sold out events.
I can't imagine the live show that
You gotta go.
Yeah, I would be going crazy too. And I don't go crazy. You know me. I kind of stand there and watch, like, cool.
We'll see you at the live Poppy show. Thanks for watching. This is Not Every Single. I'm Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
See you next time.